All right, all right, all right. Hello, 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 everybody. Hello. Um, so I'll just go ahead and record this video, and then maybe people can watch it later, whatever. Anyways, this your girl Tiffany. I'm here live in effect. So I want to say Ramadan Mubarak to all the people out there that celebrate Ramadan. Uh, Salam alaikum. Greetings to everybody's. To everybody. I hope you all being safe, and I hope you all, for those of you that took the vaccine, that's good. And for those of you that haven't taken the vaccine and you don't believe in it, then hey, that's your decision as well. So, anyways, tonight I want to do a commentary, and I don't really get into much about the pop culture thing because I'm not big on that. But it depends on what the subject is. However, I wanted to talk about this because there was an interview that was done, I guess, sometime earlier today with Wendy Williams and Joseline Hernandez from Love Hip Hop in Atlanta. So, where the interview was about 8 minutes and 39 seconds. So, Joseline confronts Wendy about some things that she had said in the past regarding to her. You know, Wendy does her little hot topic thing and whatnot. And so her and Wendy go back and forth. I guess Wendy wasn't really trying to hear it, to be honest. She wasn't trying to hear that. She wanted to like do the little shoe cam and get and go on to the next subject. She was trying to cut her off, but Joseline had a lot to say. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to watch the video, right, and then I'm going to stop in between and give my thoughts and commentaries regard to the video. So let me go ahead and play this video. Let me post it up. All right, let me go back, share the screen, share the audio. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to watch this and I'm going to give my thoughts.
Joseline Hernandez. For some reason, I wouldn't recognize you if I saw you. You look different every time I see you. In a good way.
Hopefully it's in a good way,
yes.
Miss Wendy. Because Miss Wendy, I just must say this to you first. I hope you're gonna give me my flowers today. I hope you're gonna honor how much work I've put out there. I hope you're gonna, not kind of like throw this off outside of everything that I've done. I'm an accomplished woman, and I just feel like every time I come to your show, you don't give me those flowers now, and you're 35 years my city.
Wow, yeah.
I should get those flowers by you. I should feel wanted by people like you. Not just me, all the other young girls.
You are wanted by me. I always say that you're very entertaining.
But we feel like you be trying us. We feel like you don't be really rooting for us. We feel like, and especially with me, every time I come on your show, you always want to compare me to another broad. I don't need to be compared. I've made my own brand. I've made my own brand for years. You know, I've been out here for the past decade. I got my own show. I franchised my own show to another network. I have the number one show in the country. I have an actual cabaret show.
No, you have the number one show on Zeus, and you got renewed for a third season, which is to be commended.
The number one show in the country, Miss Wendy.
It's okay.
And I just want you to know that I want you to know how I feel. I want you to know that I feel like every time I come on here,
you feel undervalued. Well, so do I. Okay, that's it. You know what, Joseline, because you're part of pop culture, this is what I do. But if you possibly think that I leave here every day and don't feel undervalued for something that I do, you know, as a woman, we're not going to even talk about race. Just as a woman, I still don't make that dollar for dollar men make. So please, anyway, shoe cam, please. Let me see your shoes. But stop, Joseline. Joseline.
I'm making pretty cool money. I own my own show, so you should be doing the same thing. But as a woman to woman, and this is not about men, woman to woman, we should uphold each other higher, not go against each other or compare woman to other women when every woman out here in the game, especially pop culture, is handling their business and is doing great. It's doing amazing. There's no other girl that came from television I came from the gutter. I came from the streets. I came from the gutter. Give me that respect, Miss Wendy Williams. Okay. We love you, but at the same time, you have to do better. You're not in an abusive relationship anymore. You don't deal with that man anymore. You should be in a better place. And when people come on your show, especially Black culture, you should be nicer to us, the ladies. You should respect us. You should give us our flowers while we're here. And you should tell us how proud you are of what we've done in the streets.
Well, I'm not proud of all. And what I've been through makes me even harder on young women. Like, you can do better. Now, can we get back to the show at hand? Can I see your shoes, please?
If that's how you want to do it, Miss Wendy.
Yes, that's how I want to do it.
But you have nothing to say about what my feelings.
I just said what I said. I don't apologize for anything. This is what I do. Let me see your shoes. Joseline.
But you only do it to the young Black Spanish girls coming up. You don't do it to anybody else.
I don't?
No, you don't. You take it so much differently.
First of all, that's not true. Joseline,
for people of color.
Joseline,
and it's true. It's true.
Here's a flower. Come on.
Okay. So now, as you can see, they were going back and forth with each other. What I hear when I'm listening to this, I'm listening to not just pop culture. I'm listening to an elder versus somebody from a younger generation. All right. Now, Joseline is considered as a millennial, right? She's around the same age as me because I'm in my 30s. And Wendy is like in her 50s, going in her 60s. Okay. So I can see both sides. All right. I can see where Joseline is coming at, because Joseline feels like, as a young woman, especially a woman of color or a Black woman, African descended, but she's Puerto Rican, she feel like there's a lot of undervalue and a lot of disrespect going on from somebody who's supposed to be her elder. All right, so we all know about Joseline's background, where she was on Love and Hip Hop, you know, the reality show that's nothing more than a soap opera. Let's be honest, it's a bunch of soap operas. So she was known for having her relationship with Stevie J, and her and Mimi, Stevie J's baby mama, going back and forth with each other. And so if you guys remember in the episode when they had the reunion, and she spoke about her life growing up as in Puerto Rico. Now let's look at the backstory of that. She grew up in Puerto Rico. She escaped and moved to Miami just to get away from the life. So she grew up in poverty. All right. And then there was a scene where she confronted her mother, which was the hardest thing for her to do. It was very hard on her because at that point she didn't really want to talk to her mom, but her mother wanted to make peace and want her to forgive her for not being there, and, you know, for not showing her the love that she needed. And Joseline wasn't really trying to hear it. She was coming from a place of being hurt. Now, Joseline, there's many women that's like Joseline out there. All right. And I'm not talking about somebody just growing up in outside the United States, because obviously she's from Puerto Rico. But you got so many girls or so many women that grow up to be angry and broken and toxic because they come from the toxic environment. They come from a toxic environment to where if your mama ain't around and your mama have a bunch of men in and out the house, and then one of these men turn around and violate you, and you forced to grow up to become a woman and try to understand what womanhood is like, then what type of behavior do you expect for someone like Joseline to have? Joseline don't know how to really approach people. She doesn't know how to communicate. She only come from a state of speaking out of anger. Now, in this video, she was very respectful to Wendy. Although, you know, she was throwing a little shade at her. They was throwing shade at each other, but she was very respectful, letting Wendy know how she felt. She's like, look, I come a long way. I done did them damn reality show, them love and hip hop shows. Okay? I came from that. Obviously, she's no longer with Stevie J. She got a child with him. She's engaged. She's happy in her relationship with the guy that she's with. And she has a reality show called The Cabaret. I think that's the name of it. It's on Zeus. Now, I don't know anything about the Zeus app. I don't really download many apps like that. And I rarely even look at television. But, yeah, Joseline has a show. And she feel like, dang, instead of just sitting back looking at my past and just sitting up here criticizing me for every little thing, why don't you give me praise and give me credit for trying to do better? Like I said, I never seen a Joseline show, but I see how she feels, because she's not the only one that feels a certain way about her elder. If we look at Little Mama, when Little Mama made a commentary about children being transgender and all, and Jackée Harris, Harry. Yeah, Jackée Harry, the comedian. She was the lady that played on 227 and Sister Sisters and many other shows. She said something disrespectful to Little Mama. She got on there and said something about embrace yourself, be proud of who you are, or something. She put the little rainbow symbol on there and called her and said she looked like a little Bow Wow or some mess like that. But to say that, I'm using this as an example because, see, on Wendy's end, by her being an elder, right, and you coming at a bunch of young women, and particularly, especially Black women, the way you do, you can't really expect them to give you respect and, you know, be mindful and recognize you as an elder. You know what I'm saying? So I understand how Joseline feels, because sometimes I'll feel that way. You know what I mean? When I get around some women elders and they have to say stuff under their breath and, you know, they want to stick their nose up in the air like they greater than you. You know what I'm saying? See, we don't got that type of community where you got elders and young people to come and sit down and talk to each other. You know what I mean? And the elders schooling and trying to guide young people, but they condemning them and throwing them under the bus every chance they get. And then you want to know why us, the millennials and Generation Z, do not want to listen to what the baby boomers got to say, or anybody else past that level. You want to know why we don't want to listen? Why should we have to listen if all you're going to do is constantly condemn us? What type of solution? How are you guiding us? What type of example are you setting to help us become better? Now, let me read the comment. I love Joseline, but honestly, Wendy has always been cool to Joseline on her interviews. She could have went in, but she never does on Joseline. I love Wendy too, but I do not like that Wendy did not go in on Evelyn from BBW, but did go in on my girl Tammy. All right, let me get to that point about Wendy. Now, I don't watch Wendy Williams show like that. You know what I'm saying? Because her show is just too messy. But on Wendy's behalf, when she stated that she does not have to apologize for what she do, because that's what she does. She deal with pop culture. And she's right. Joseline didn't have to do the interview with her. Joseline could have declined the interview. But everybody knows in the pop culture, in the music industry, in the media industry, they know how Wendy William is. Wendy get paid to do what she do. That's her personality. That's who she is. You know, all her life, she's been a person that likes to gossip, that likes to talk about people. And she found that to be her profession. So to sit here and tell this woman to stop gossiping, she's not going to do it. Because as long as you are a celebrity, as long as you putting yourself out there in the public's eye, and you doing things in the public's eye, if everybody see it, right, especially if it's something that's very controversial, it's something that just mind-blowing, if somebody see that, or if anyone watch you on television or watch you on the app on YouTube or whatever, if you putting it out there, you're going to become a topic of the conversation. You're going to continue to have platforms like not only Wendy Williams, but Hollywood Unlocked, also TMZ, The Breakfast Club. You're going to become the topic. You know, you're going to have people like Charlamagne the Donkey, Wendy, Jason Lee, Harvey Levin, The Shade Room. They going to talk about you. You're giving them a reason to talk. That's how they get paid. Okay? That's how they get paid, to gossip and to be the paparazzi. They get paid to talk. They get paid to expose people. They get paid to talk about things that could be controversial. So Wendy, of course, she's going to come from a state where she's unapologetic. Because that's what she was in the beginning. So because even in the days when she did radio, because remember, she did radio before she started doing television, when she was in Philadelphia. She was so controversial to the point that they had to let her go. They had to tell her, look, we got to let you go because you really doing too much. You're saying a whole lot. And you're going to end up getting us sued. You're going to get us in a lot of trouble. So she had to leave radio. And she had to go to another radio station. And she encountered some more issues. Then she landed a television show. So people like Wendy get paid to do what they damn do. And she's going to continue to have viewership. She has people watching her show constantly every day. She's getting millions and millions of followers. And she got millions of fans that's tuning in because it's entertainment. She got millions of followers. You think she gonna stop doing what she doing? No. That's what paying her bills. As long as she keep them viewerships going, that's what's gonna pay her bills. That's what's putting money into people's pocket. So she get paid to make people mad as hell. She gets paid to cause problems. She gets paid off of controversy. That's what she get paid for. So of course, Wendy is not going to apologize for doing that. You know what I'm saying? So I see that part because for her, it's a business. It's a business. So the controversy is the business part of doing the television shows, especially talk shows. So if you're upset with Wendy William, you might as well get upset with The Real. You might as well get upset with The View. You might as well get upset with the what's the other show called? The Talk. You might as well get upset with them. Because they all get paid to talk about certain subject, especially something that is controversial, because they know that that's going to get people's attention. And that's what's going to get them views. That's what's going to pay them bills. Put the income in their pocket. So Wendy, that's her hustle. She's not going to stop doing that, whether we like it or not. She's not going to stop doing it. And as you can see, she was not trying to go in on the discussion about what was said about Joseline. She was not going to stop. She wasn't going to continue with the conversation. She tried to skip the conversation and say, let me see your shoe cam. Show me your shoes. Please show me your shoes. I don't want to talk about this. I want to see the shoes, and then we can talk about something else. She's going to go along with her routine. So these celebrities got to realize, and not just celebrity, but people in general, when you put certain stuff out there and when you do certain things, you set yourself up. You set yourself up to be talked about, to become a topic of the conversation. Your private life, especially, becomes the public's entertainment. It becomes the public's business. It becomes people's entertainment. I don't agree with it. However, it's out there. So that's why I don't understand why people get mad when they put shit on social media. Why? Why you get mad about it? Why you get mad when people give comments about your picture or your videos? You put it on social media. So of course people gonna say something. You did it on purpose, and you knew what you was getting yourself into. What the heck you think people gonna do? Turn the other way and not look? They supposed to be like this? No. If it catch their attention, hell yeah, they gonna watch it. And they gonna talk. They gonna comment. I don't understand. Especially with these celebrities. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. You get mad when people comment on your Instagram and your videos. But you put it out there. And you upset because people give their commentaries. It makes no sense at all. If you don't want people to say anything, then don't put yourself out there in the public's eye. Don't post up certain videos. Don't post up certain pictures. Don't do it because you're going to get talked about. That's the truth. So let me continue on with the video.
There's a flower. I just gave you flowers.
You should give me more flowers. You should give me more flowers, and you should be real proud that.
Now, I will say this. That was kind of disrespectful what Wendy did, just threw the flowers. Like, that's kind of disrespectful. That was a little overboard. You know what I'm saying? And that didn't make any sense to me. But that's Wendy Williams for you.
That I've accomplished what I accomplished. So Joseline's Cabaret airs every Sunday on the Zeus Network. I'm sure you don't know how to work the streaming app, but it's a streaming show. One of the people in there in the audience could show you, or your producers could show you.
Can we see your shoes, Joseline?
It's the number one show in the country, Wendy. It's the number one show in the country, and I would light my flowers while I'm here, alive, here. I'm not going to let you play me anymore, Miss Wendy, and I'm not going to let anybody on national TV or anybody disrespect me.
Did we just pull the plug? What is going on? Joseline.
Yo, let me tell you, your producer knew that I feel like this. I told him how I felt.
No, yeah, he told me that you yelled at him the whole time, the producer on the phone. Listen, Joseline, shoe cam, please. Joseline, shoe cam, please. There you go. Delicate and beautiful. Now, what are you wearing now? What kind of costume do you have on? Do you want to stand? And
I actually took off all my costumes. I leave them at the cabaret. I only put my costumes on when I'm performing at the cabaret or when I'm filming the cabaret for Sister Network. Right now, I have on a sexy, beautiful dress.
Beautiful. Yeah, any woman could wear that. Perfect.
No costume over here, Miss Wendy.
Perfect. No, well, everything is a costume other than the naked body to me. Look, how is your fiance, Ballistic Beats?
He's doing amazing.
Are you guys going to get married?
We are definitely going to get married. Mm-hmm. Of course, the COVID-19 slowed everything up for everybody, but I would love to get married. And I'm going to do it in national TV. I'm going to let everybody know that all my past relationships were so dramatic, and I'm so happy. I have a great man that I deserve, and he's been so good to me. So I want the whole world to know that and to celebrate that. To celebrate that.
Are you going to have more children?
You know what? I want another kid. I do.
Nice. Well, Bonnie is only 2, so that's
Bonnie's 4.
Oh, she's 4 now. Oh,
she's 4. Yes.
Wow.
4.
Beautiful girl. So
it's 4 years.
And Stevie J is her father. And how are you and Stevie getting along?
Well, I don't. Who is that?
Okay. How do you get along?
I don't know.
How do you get along with Faith?
I definitely don't know her.
Okay. Well, there was a Twitter feud between you and Faith and Stevie. That's why I asked. I mean, to hear Stevie tell it, everything is fine. To hear Faith tell it, she's unbothered by it all, like everything is fine. I didn't know you didn't get along.
Let me tell you something, Wendy. I've been in a relationship with a new man for the past 4 years. And I'm sure that because I'm so successful now, everybody that I used to deal with in the past have something negative to say about me. Because one thing about it is I shine so bright like a star.
You do.
Other people are so dull. We don't even know who they are.
You do. It's not just your looks. It's also your personality. You've got a very unique way of delivering your message, and you embrace. And you
not more unique than the one you do. The way you deliver.
Well, that's why I have the #1 show, and you can be #2.
You know why, Miss Wendy? Because I'm a respectful woman. You can have #1. Listen,
Joseline,
you were here before me. I don't want to take your spot. I just want to do what I do.
You want your fair share of the pie, and you're getting it. I appreciate you being here. I apologize that you're so angry with me. I can only be me.
I'm not angry.
Okay. No. I'm being wrapped up by my floor manager. Now that you're doing TV, you know exactly what that is. They're telling me you got to wrap it up. Okay. Joseline, my Puerto Rican princess, good luck with everything. You really have always been a go-getter with that drive to make it on your own. So I trust that it won't stop. Joseline's Cabaret, Atlanta airs Sunday night on Zeus.
All right, so at the end, Wendy gets in and talk about her relationship with Stevie J. And basically Joseline don't want to talk about it because she had a better place in her life. And it's like Stevie J is a thing of the past, basically. And she didn't want to really talk about Faith. Okay? So she's like, I don't know Faith. I don't know her. Now, is who's Stevie J? I don't know. That was her attitude. So she was trying to get past those two. So again, what you see is the conflict between an elder and a young person. I think all this could have been avoided if they did it in private. You know what I'm saying? And I think because Wendy, especially by Wendy being in television, and she knows television, and Joseline doing television, she can give her some guiding tools, give her some information that will help her along the way and tell her how it is doing television and whatnot. But I just think that I think Joseline did a good job by expressing herself without necessarily cussing her out and throwing her under the bus or whatnot. But I just think Wendy was not very receptive. And again, that's like that with a lot of elders. When a young person has something to say, especially when it come down to how the elder is giving them criticism or how the elder talk to them, usually they don't want to hear it because they feel like they older and they can say what they want and they can get away with it and it doesn't bother them. And they don't care. They stuck in their own ways. And that's very common, especially with the conscious community. I'm going to use the conscious community as an example. Now, you got plenty of elders who were scholars, who study information. And then, you got some young people that come along and they discover other information that debunk the previous information that the scholars, that the elders have studied in their time period. And then it becomes the conflict, butting heads. So the elders feel like, oh, you can't prove me wrong because I'm an elder. I know what I'm talking about. I've been in it longer than you. And it's not to discredit you, but the sources that you have put out is not 100% accurate. So it's nothing wrong with just listen to somebody that's younger than you and just hear what they got to say sometimes. At the end of the day, yeah, you might be an elder. Yeah, you older. But you don't have all the answers. You don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? And you can't just sit up here and think that you can just criticize or say what you want to people. And these kids ain't supposed to say nothing bad. They're supposed to just be 100% respectful. Not all of them is built that way. Now, some of us grew up respecting our elders and not saying anything to them, not talking back or whatnot. But in this day and age, a lot of these kids are not trying to hear that. A lot of the young adults are not trying to hear that. They're like, nah, you're not going to come with us with that nonsense because you older. If you want respect, you got to give respect. And so that's the whole premises of this show. So what Joseline was trying to get at is give me respect as a young woman. Okay? You have made your mistakes, which Wendy did. She has made a lot of mistakes. She has done a lot of fucked up things. All right? According to her story and her biography, her life. She has messed up. So what Joseline is saying, you know what it's like to mess up, be in a fucked relationship. Why don't you help me out? Why don't you give me my proper respect? Why not be a little bit more compassionate, a little bit more understanding? As an elder. Because, she said you 35 years my senior. So she was probably throwing shade at Wendy right then and there. But basically what she's saying, why don't you give me my respect? Why don't you see it to be more compromising? So to all the elders out there, it's nothing wrong with being a little compromising and being a little understanding and having a conversation with the younger generation and help guide them to a better direction. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? There's nothing wrong with giving your thoughts about certain things and expressing how you feel. But if you just gonna be stuck in your ways and be very condescending, then don't be surprised at the responses that you get from these youth out here. And to the black women, to the older black women, be a little bit more understanding and considerate of the younger black women out here. If you gonna set the example, set the example. If you want to guide them, guide them. But don't constantly throw them under the bus, man. Don't constantly do it. You know. So with that being said, that's just my thought and commentary on this whole thing with Wendy William and Joseline Hernandez. It was a pretty interesting interview. Yeah. So Joseline was coming from a place of humility, and you know, she was speaking as a young person, as a young woman, black woman, who tried to talk to another black woman who happened to be older than her. So, I mean, I wish Joseline the best, and I wish Wendy the best. And I know that Wendy is not going to change her persona. She's not going to change her character because people don't like what she's saying. She's not going to do it because she sees the profit. That's what's making her money. If she was to stop using controversy and she stopped talking about people, she's not going to get any views. And when you don't get any views, your ratings go down. And when your ratings go down, guess what? You ain't making no money. So she got to keep those ratings up. It's the business of it. It's the politics of it. That's what people got to understand. What's going to catch people's eyes? What's going to get people's attention? And that's the game that Wendy is playing. And that's the game she chose to play. So she used her gossip personality as her revenue. Okay? So think before you guys get on the interview with people like Wendy. Because if a person gets on that interview, they better be prepared for what's going to come. They better be prepared with the question they may be asked and what type of responses they're going to receive or what type of backlashes. You got to prepare yourself for that. That's all I got to say. All right, but until then, I'll reconnect with you all later. And it's your girl, Tiffany, and I'm logging off, all right? So thank you for those of you that was watching. Tune in. Until next time, peace.